One thing I did want to watch though. Hang on. We got this.
Leafy was one of the...
Someone did a video. I reviewed all of Leafy's surf videos. Was he a good surfer? Now. Thank you, Luz, for the 5. One thing I do want to say to preface. I could not do CSGO surf. When I was copying Leafy, like in the commentary days, I could not play surf. Like, Leafy was really good at surf, or maybe he's not, if this video, you know, says. But I was terrible at surf to the point where I was so bad at it, I couldn't even get off, like, the starting ramp, and I basically gave up, and that's why all my commentary videos were either cluster truck or prototype. You did cluster truck? I mean, everyone did. Like Memulus did it and stuff. I think he still does it.
Leafy was one of the most controversial creators on YouTube, but during his rise to fame, there was something else going on in the background. Literally, a game that because of him became known as CSGO Surf, even though surfing exists in tons of games, even Roblox. But as someone whose entire channel is focused...
I think Leafy popularized surfing, right? It was always a thing, but I think he popularized it and like brought it over to YouTube. I remember, I think like a good example is if you look at like Swagger Soul's latest videos. Swagger's, I think Swagger's most popular videos is him playing surf. No, it's not. It's him on a date. I swear his oldest videos, hang on. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is like when he was doing... yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is when Swagger was actually like first getting around. I mean, 1 million views 7 years ago. That's great because YouTube was so much smaller back then. That's really good. What do he sound like?
Jay Phoenix.
What's up?
Can you just like be really mad for me? All right.
Like how mad are we talking here?
All right. Say you just got an ice cream cone, right?
He sounds the exact same. He just sounds less like Scaramouche from Samurai Jack. You guys seen Scaramouche? Is it Scaramouche? He literally just sounds like Swagger Souls.
Ah, cool.
Alright. That's the bit where Scaramouche talks.
That Samurai Jack has lost the one thing in the entire universe that can destroy Aku!
Sounds like Tom Kenny that voices SpongeBob and Spyro, but it also sounds like Swagger.
Focused on what he used for filler, I always wondered, was Leafy ever a good surfer? So I analyzed all 657 of his deleted videos, and this is an objective, unbiased look at Leafy's ability.
If he analyzed all of that, he actually deserves an award. That's like going back and watching like all of my videos. That would actually just, I'm pretty sure that would cause a hole to form in your brain.
To surf, and how he would have compared to the modern surfers of today.
Lucky you didn't play the clip of Swagger rapping the N-word.
Or even you.
Yeah, I think YouTube was just different then. It's like there's a compilation of me saying the N-word on YouTube with like a couple 100,000 views. It's cringe. But obviously, you know, I'm not gonna strike it or like, you know, do a copyright claim on it. I'm gonna leave it up there. Because then you just do like a whole Streisand effect, don't you? Where you just bring more attention to it. And I think it's good that it's up there because it kind of reminds people that like I used to be absolute cringe. Like me saying that, you can really tell that I was just like, you know, pasty white kid that just never left the house. Just terminally online. It's cringe, but you know, it's like people change and shit.
In the first video that Leafy ever appears to surf in is the story of when I met a real I can't say that, in October of 2014. And the first map he ever plays is Surf Mesa, one of the most iconic maps in Surf, with a difficulty of tier 1. That's the easiest. But to evaluate Leafy's movement, we need to know what Surf is. The basic premise of Surf is pushing yourself against ramps to travel forward, like holding only A when on the right, or vice versa.
This is one thing that really threw me off about CS Surf. The fact that you don't actually press W to move forward. You press the key to lean into the actual slope, but I would always press W and it just instantly kills any momentum. And I couldn't like unlearn in my brain.
To leave ramps, one thing you can do is flick, moving
yeah, that's right. You'd move left and then right.
yourself towards the ramp to slide up. Then when you come back down, there's a trick you're supposed to do. Aim for the very top of the ramp or the edge and slide in flush with the ramp, no collision. This converts all your falling
It's funny, do you remember when Atomic Heart did this? Atomic Heart's DLC, and it literally was just CSGO Surf?
speed to horizontal speed, and boom, that's the fundamentals of Surf. So how does 2014 Leafy match up to this? Well, like a lot of his early videos, I was actually surprised. By this point, he already understood the very basics. He's a little higher than he should be, he presses the wrong key on this ramp, but he's actually not that bad. Then Leafy makes a common mistake that you will see again many times that would be his #1 pain point, called mooning. In Surf,
The fact there's like actual like game terms for a mini game in CS is wild.
when you flick, you have the option of going extremely high. To the moon, that's why we call it that. This is nice when there's a large hole you have to fall into so you don't smack into the sides. The problem is that when you go too high, you have to do something weird to avoid walls or obstacles that also happens to lose lots of speed.
I think it looks cool though when you gain too much height and you almost have to like kind of wiggle around and stuff to get it to work.
Making it very hard to complete the map. And even on ramps where the correct answer is doing
Yeah, I still remember like just trying so hard to copy Leafy and just like playing Surf myself, and I just couldn't do it. I actually just couldn't do it. I was so ass. I was awful at it.
almost nothing,
Like you'll see Leafy mess up a couple of times in a video, but it's just like nothing. You know what the funny thing is? Oh my god, bro, I just thought about this now. Leafy actually Leafy was basically early TikTok. Because now, if you look at TikToks, it's always like some kind of gameplay. It'll be like a clip of Joe Rogan podcast or something, and then it'll be a car in GTA up in the sky going down a ramp, or it'll be Subway Surfers. He was like the original of like that ADHD content where you would just look at the gameplay and be mesmerized by like, wow, flashy lights, moving colors. Like he actually like was one of the original people to start that trend. That's crazy. Like TikTok should give him a cut or something. Thank you, Wolfgang, for the 2 months.
Leafy would accidentally make things harder for himself.
Unreal voice crack. Shut up, bro.
I see
27 and a voice
many
crack, it's
surfers
over.
with this issue, not out of the ordinary, and he would do this on almost every map.
It's literally just Call of Duty commentary. I mean, I know Jay Schlatt does the weekly slap. Has he uploaded on that recently? I actually really like that. I actually really like the weekly slap. No, 7 months.
How's it going, boys?
Yeah, I remember talking to him about it, and I was like, "Are you still going to do it weekly?" And I think he told me, like, nah, like, he told me that when it becomes, like, an obligation to do it weekly, it just killed it for him. It killed all the passion. So he says to me, like, he's just going to upload on weekly slap, like, when he feels like it. Which is kind of based. Weekly slop. I was thinking of doing it, you know. I was thinking of copying him. Because I talked to him about it, like, years ago. And I was like, can I copy your weekly thing? And he was like, yeah. I mean, like, Tommy Innett's going to do one. You know. And then he says to me, like, well, like, I actually yoinked it from, like, Woody's gamer tag. Which is something he said himself, like, publicly. He's been very public about that. It's not like it's a secret. Because Woody's gamer tag was doing the COD commentaries. That's why he's always playing, like, MW2. But I think that'd be cool. To do, like... a video on a channel where I just kind of like talk about feelings and stuff, and maybe like fan mail. I think that'd be nice. I just don't have time for it at the minute. I really don't. But I'd like to make time. You know, maybe just like an hour a week or something. I think that could be cool. I do actually have a channel banner and stuff set up for it. I don't have the channel, but I've got the art for it. Let me see if I can show you actually. That's fat art. That's not it. Hang on. Yeah, I got it. Hang on. Is it this as well? No, that's a commission. Whoops. It is this. This is some of the art we have for the channel. Because I commissioned the same guy who did my YouTube profile picture. And he was going to do like, that's the channel banner. So I thought that was cool. Because it'd basically just be like a channel where I just like, you know, answer Q&As and stuff, or just talk about topics and stuff like that. I think it'd be interesting. Right, let me get back to the Leafy video. But I thought that'd be cool. Maybe I'll bring it back.
Pyro,
I just don't really have
checking.
time at the minute.
You said you were playing a decent amount of spooky games this stream when it started. Is that happening or not? Love you, Kyle.
We can. We can.
Throughout his career. Now, to be fair, the pro strat on this map is also a moon. If you get optimal speed, you can flick hard and drop directly into the hole. It's just that this strategy is nearly impossible. But within the same video, Leafy beats two other maps. Surf Air Control, a decently sized linear map that used to look like this, and Surf Rebel Resistance that's over 15 years old, both of which are tier 1 maps. So now we have our baseline for Leafy's skill. When he first started, Leafy was at least a tier 1.
I think I played that map. This map seems really familiar. Oh my god, do you remember how we'd use the Undertale music as well? I think even I started using that as well. Why is your chat sending me fairy art, you big freak? I don't know. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea, Colossal. I'm not sure why.
Which are tier 1 maps. So now we have our baseline for Leafy's skill. When he first started, Leafy was at least a tier 1 surfer, which meant he could beat at least one map. That is actually an accomplishment most people that try it.
I'll be honest, I've not beaten a single surf map in my life. So I'm not even tier 1. I told you, bro, like, I'm horrendous.
But there's two other surfers we're going to think about for the purposes of this video.
Is CSGO surf still a thing? I remember like getting bored and I just boot up the zombie survival. You know, where you got like break blockades and stuff, and you get these zombies that chase you that have like 10k HP.
Tier 3.
Is there? They're still a thing. Watch a good video like I'm Alex Goes on a dating show. Ooh.
Surfers can do some.
Pyro's trash at surfing. I told you, like, yeah, I can't beat a single map. I'm ass. I tried to copy Leafy, I couldn't do it, so I just ended up playing Prototype and Cluster Trucks.
Techniques like spins, just turning
Surf is hard. Surf is really hard.
in one direction.
Like, you can shit on Leafy as much as you want, but you got to be good to like do some kind of surfing.
But most importantly, never slam, which is really bad. They know how to board most ramps and moon or under flick less often. And of course, can beat a tier 3
Prototype still goes hard. I want to do a video on Prototype at some point. I really do. I really do. I think that'd be a really cool idea.
map. But our last player is a tier 6 surfer. For many players, this is considered
I played surf and got stuck on one part for 50 minutes, and people started watching me fail.
beating the game of surf.
That's about right.
While there are certainly harder maps, all the way up to tier 8 or even higher in unofficial rankings,
It's so clever though, because like by being good at the game, you're being rewarded by probably getting more views on your YouTube video. Because you know how like people will keep watching and keep watching? I reckon if you went onto Leafy's analytics before his channel got nuked, if you look at the spikes of like when viewers stopped watching, it would be whenever he messed up part of the surf, and then people kind of snap out of it.
most tier 6 maps have only been beat
And also, another good point, Leafy got all this footage himself. I assume he did. He played the game and he got the footage himself. These people on TikTok now, they will just literally yoink footage and then stitch it together in CapCut. They'll just steal it from YouTube. You see all these people that are like, oh, I made $20,000 a month as a TikTok creator. And then they'll just show how, like, you know, they've got like GTA footage that they yoinked, clips of YouTubers that they yoinked.
beaten by a few hundred people or even less.
It's like Dolan and Fall Guys. Yeah, but Fall Guys is like... Dolan wins on Fall Guys because he's going against literal 8-year-olds. And he uses float hacks as well, so, you know.
Require you to be clinically insane at the game. And no, Leafy is not a tier 6 surfer, but he was definitely improving. And thankfully, he's on Surf Mesa again, so we can compare. He's figured out how to do curved ramp.
Wait, Leafy was not uploading in 2015. There's no way I'm that old. Watch, I don't like this song, and I don't know what it's called. The fact that it autofills is crazy. I'm not watching that, Colossal. No, I'm not. I thought that was Jake Paul's new song. I'm not watching that on stream.
B here instead of A. He moons less here and spins to avoid the walls, and even tries to do a skip, flicking very high. However, a modern pro surfer might have done a slightly...
Watch it. No, because you met...
different strategy, or even V-hopped on the rocks to avoid these ramps entirely.
Colossal, can you shut up? I'm trying to copy Asmongold here, please.
But it's a good idea to try anyway, and he even does a slight, subtle flick to easily land in the end
Why does that lava look like it's from Spyro? Looks like it's from an entirely different game.
zone. Later in the same video, he also beats Surf Utopia. You've probably
Utopia?
seen this one
Yellow Killing Show?
before. So clearly, at this point in mid-2015, he was surfing often, not grinding and tryharding the game, but putting in some effort. But this was all on Tier 1 maps. Which leads to the obvious question, what was the highest tier map that Leafy had ever beaten? This single piece of information would give us the clearest look into Leafy's skill set. So I started searching through every single video looking for higher tier maps
Wait, did he play League at one point? It all makes sense now.
to Leafy's skill set. So
Oh, Lord.
I started
It actually all makes sense
searching
now.
through every single video looking for higher tier maps. He gets
Does anyone remember that picture that Leafy took on the plane? And people said he got, like, really fat? Hang on, I'll see if I can find it now. Because they did him so dirty. Hang on. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, this... Hang on, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This one here, this one. That's not a real picture. They did him so dirty with that. Look at this. Okay, so you know how he looks like he's really overweight in that picture? That is the original picture. That picture. And what people did is they took the image of him, they dropped it into Photoshop, and then they used like the AI generated tool of Photoshop to make him look like, to make the AI complete the image, to make him look even worse. Like you can see there, like the buttons on the plane are like copying each other. I think that one's real. I don't think that one's AI. But yeah, that image went viral and like it wasn't even real.
far on a couple like Mesa Mine.
That's not real. No. It was like a super close up of his face, and then they used AI to complete the image because you can see like his full body. Hang on, I'll see it. Hang on. "2023 face reveal." Yeah. Here we go. I got it. Oh wow, it's a 2mad tweet. Damn. Yeah. Here you go. Okay. So this is the actual thing. It's a 2mad tweet. Surprisingly, it's from Know Your Meme. The fact is actually this image went viral, where people are like, "Oh my god, Leafy got so fat. He got so fat." But this image isn't real. Look at his hand. You can tell that there's something off about this image. That's not. So this is the original image. That's it. It was like an Instagram thing. It's like an Instagram story. But then they dropped the image into Photoshop to like use AI to basically try to make him look as bad as possible, and they started showing it around everywhere, and it went viral. Oh, look at the plane door. This isn't even like everything about this image. It's so off. I remember 5 million views. I think it was. I think it actually was 2mad that started it. That's genius. That is actually the most 2mad thing I can imagine.
It's crazy how they made 7 of these games and you couldn't even make Betskip 2.
You make this dono every stream. Shut up.
That he apparently hated.
I hate this map. This is the worst map in CSGO.
He beats a bunch of tier 1s like Sundown and Trance. Lots of...
Didn't Fitz start by doing CSGO Surf as well?
OMG Utopia reference. Pyro is literally Pytre. Think about it. Overweight. Alerts the horde when he breaths heavily and puts his hand in front of his face not to shield from blood, but to hit his uranium-looking ass teeth.
Have you watched Torchwood Children of Earth? I watched Miracle Day when I was a kid, the one where everyone stops dying. I watched that as a kid. It was alright.
I mean, like every other video, apparently his favorite map. And I can't help but notice, during this time, Leafy seems like a...
You should check out the new game from the Endo Parasitic dev called Voyager 19. Ooh. Oh, it's available now? Ooh. Alright, we're playing that. Give me a sec. I want to finish this Leafy video though, but give me a sec because that just looks like Iron Lung, bro. I want to play that. Yeah, I love Endoparasitic. Yeah, it literally just came out. Holy. Am I actually going to beat Critical to something for once? Finally. Yeah, let's have a look. I'm just buying it. Man in the suit never. It'll happen one day, bro. One day. I can't do everything in one stream. I got it saved anyway. Right, let's go back to... let's go back to this. I don't want to watch that trailer. I don't want to get spoiled.
Really chill guy. He seems to really enjoy and appreciate the following he's getting. He interacts with his fans a lot, and there isn't that negativity that I was expecting.
Well, I'm glad I made your day better, man.
However, the first Tier 2 map that Leafy appears to complete was Surf Reprise. Makes it
I will sue you. I remember, like, you could get away with, like, the worst video titles imaginable back then. It was crazy. I remember Leafy had a video, and it was called, what was it called? This is a real Leafy video, by the way. I swear it was called, Little Gay Boy Kills Himself because someone tells him you're gay, lol, on YouTube. Hang on. I found it. Wait, no, did I find it? What is this website? I found it. I found it. I have no idea. I have no idea what this website is. This could actually be a porn site. Here. There's a re-upload here. There's a re-upload. It was literally called... Let me move the camera. Little gay boy kills himself after someone comments, "You're gay, lol," on YouTube. It is a real video. I think it's just him like reacting to Darman or something. God, YouTube was wild back then, man. YouTube was just it was a different beast. Like the stuff you get away with is crazy. Imagine in like current year how like softened YouTube is. That you actually titled a video, "Little gay boy kills himself" because someone commented, "You're gay, lol," on YouTube.
mostly across the gap to Surf,
I use Game Banana. I use that website a lot. It's very good.
which leads to the next obvious question. Had Leafy ever beaten a Tier 3 map? Which
It was a rip-off Darman video. Yeah, it was just a skit where a kid was getting bullied and then he shoots himself with a Nerf gun.
meant even more buffering and scrolling through videos. He beats a bunch of weird Tier 1s. He beats Reprise again, this time without using the
I love that. Holy shit, it's a Leafy! To be fair, his face reveal was miles better than mine. Oh god, do I want to look at my face reveal? Jesus. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, Jesus. Let's have a look. Oh god. Why do I look more disheveled there than I do now? Look at that fat. You ugly. 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 Actually repulsive. How do I look worse there? I look like I'm 45. Like what the hell? Oh, it's like the greasy face, the dead eyes, the eye bag on one side for some reason. Dude, I actually thought I was gonna look back on this video and be like, it's over for me. Like I'm old now. I look so much better when I was, younger. But no, I look washed. I look awful. Still better hair. You look 15. Yeah, I was 20 doing this. I was 20. I do not look 20. I actually look like a 12-year-old. God, you can tell that I just never left the house. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I look back at that version of myself with a deep, disgusting hatred.
Not the Airwick air freshener on the windowsill.
What? Why is that there? Why is that there? Why is that there? There's like an Airwick freshener. Why is that there? 20 years old? No, I was 20 because this was 7 years ago. I'm 27 now. So that was when I was 20. Maybe 19. You looked way skinnier. Okay. Look, we know that's a cap. We know that's a cap. Straight up. God, what an awful face, though. I cannot get over that.
Old Pyro looks like he's just out of now. I can see his trauma. Dead empty stare.
Was that a Forsen Dono? For real, though, you didn't honestly look that bad. I mean, I don't look terrible, but yeah, it's like my teeth were fucked. Small lips. I do still have very small lips, to be fair. Damn. That is insane. Oh yeah, you can really tell my teeth there were not. I mean, my teeth weren't bad, but my bottom teeth were like really. This was before I got Invisalign. Invisalign kind of like fixed everything for me. White teeth. You look 12. Look at that face.
So guys, here we see the direct impact of high estrogen intake throughout these years. This is an agenda to make Pyro to take more estrogen, my cute pookie fox.
This is a 7-year difference, by the way. 7-year difference. Damn. I'm actually amazed that wall hasn't came for me yet. I'm amazed. I feel like one day I'm going to wake up and I'm just going to look like Andy Serkis or something. It's going to be over. You got shorter. No change. No change. Actually, just... I mean, the acne is like
Who's
whatever.
that lesbian,
you always get
and
that.
how tight is her?
How tight is her what? Yeah, like double chin facing the camera as well. It's actually over. That's so weird. Damn. What a throwback. Crazy.
But it's at about this point that Leafy also starts doing roasts.
Have you ever seen the horror film Martyrs? I saw the French one. It's really good. Very good film.
On another
and Elvis the Alien did a very good film review on that as well.
Creator or just someone who uploaded a few videos that would eventually turn into his
HRT saved her, by the way. HRT saved her.
Downfall.
Morning team YouTube. My channel was suspended yesterday. Curious if there's anything I could do to get it. I do love that. I mean, we all do it, but like, you'll notice... Oh my god, I read Susan Wojcicki and I thought that said Wojak. It's over. The brain rot is setting. Yeah, I do like how when YouTubers that talk so much shit, when they get like in trouble, they use like big PR speak when they talk to YouTube. It's like, they could have just done the most disgusting video imaginable where it's like, this person is a predator. He should kill himself. And then the video gets taken down. It's like, good morning, YouTube. I'm making an inquiry about a video that was recently removed from the platform. I was wondering if there's anything you could do to reverse your decision. Many thanks. Like, I'm not saying it was just Leafy. Like, everyone does it. It's so genius. It's like, you know, they'll speak so cordially and, like, you know, formally, I guess. And then the title of the video will be like, Bukake Cum Monster 9000.
But I don't care about this. I care about the surf. And I
Good morning, Twitter world, ass tweet.
think in 2016...
It's not Wojcicki. What is your icon? Is your icon 10 big hot men? What is your icon? Is that J-Slat? That is your icon is J-Slat. Is that a J-Slat alt?
Leafy is actively trying to improve and get a tier 3 completion. First, he tries beating Surf Spaceship, a tier 3.
10 big hot men. Actually, the least gay J-Slat alt account.
Doesn't get far, and this is a hard one, so I'm not surprised. And at the end, it looks like this, bordering on tier 4. Tough stuff. He then
That's not tier 4. That's just impossible. Look at those lights. Like, you would literally need to know. You would need to know exactly what to click on.
beats Surf Delusional, a really
I forgot
good
your
but
hair was naturally brown. Why don't you show your natural color anymore?
I just don't like the color brown. Wait a minute. No, that doesn't sound good. I don't like my hair's natural color. I don't like my hair's natural color. I just always get it treated blonde. I'm probably gonna keep doing it. No. Wait. I corrected. I just don't like my hair being brown. I don't like my hair being brown. I don't like my hair being brown. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. Literally all I was saying. Guys. No, not the mods as well. Not the mods freaking out. Not the mods freaking out. That's wild. Someone said 2016 Pyro. No. Listen. I just said I don't like my hair being the color brown. Okay? I like when it's white. I like what? I can't say anything, bro. I can't say anything. I like my hair being white or blonde. Okay? Personally, for my hair. For my hair. That's crazy how you're taking that out of context, though. That's crazy how you're taking that out of context. And in come the flashing camera emojis. Racist cynical. Racist cynical. It's over again? No. It's not. Aryan Pyro. No. I'm
Pull out the Pyro N-word clip. Swamp doesn't like brown.
No, because my hair is brown. I don't mind it. I don't mind the brown hair. I got it done blonde and I was like, oh, this looks nicer. And then I just kept it. And then sometimes I get it done like silver or white. It's definitely going to make me go bald, but you know. Waiting for the Slop Live video now. Could you imagine like Dolan jumping on this? Welcome back to Slop Live. It seems that Pyrocynical is racist. It's very sad. Also, I listen to nothing but Denzel Curry. That's crazy how people in chat are saying one of us. Like the awakening. Clip Farmer of the Year. Can you get a fucking job? You 8-bit Andy, you say that every single you say that every single stream. Professional clip farmer. Clip Farmer of the Year. It does kill me. I'll be honest. I'm so bitter sometimes. When I go on TikTok and I see like a clip of someone that's gone viral, I'll scroll down and I'll just wait for someone to say Clip Farmer.
Tier 2 with some interesting mechanics, and probably puts him in a solid midway between Tier 3 and Tier 2. Later, he beats 14 stages of Surf Cubic, a proper Tier 3 map, but gets stuck on the 15th stage with a spin to board. What he has to do is aim for the spine and go far deeper on the ramp at board, then flick up and into the hole.
He really should have used Undertale music for the entirety of this video. I don't know why he didn't do that.
However, even if he had beaten this stage, it would have only gotten harder from here. And at one point, he almost beats Surf Gloaming, a super classic and difficult Tier 2 linear. And this is in the midst of the H3H3 drama that was like the spark for his eventual departure. He does the same thing we've all done and gets stuck here at this lower floor when you're supposed.
God, that whole H3 drama was so embarrassing. I'm actually so embarrassed by it. I've literally just removed it from my head. Collectively, that was so. I remember when Ethan was watching me talking shit about him on his own podcast, and he made sure to like not say anything or
You're
like.
done, little bro. My response part 2 incoming. Fart commission.
I remember like he was watching it with like a completely straight face because he knew to like, you know, not say anything or add any kind of input because it could be inferred. Old drama, I don't remember. H3 fell off? No, definitely not. No, he's very popular still. I think he basically did what iDubbbz did, but like successfully. Like transitioned to a different kind of audience and just did really well. You don't hear about H3. The thing is, you don't hear about H3 anymore, and that's a good thing for him because he has an entirely different sect of the internet. He's got like all the women and stuff like watching him now. He's done really well for himself. Like this part of the internet does not watch him anymore, but he's gained like an entire, you know, new sect of the internet. So yeah, I don't watch his content at all, but like that's still a dub because usually when you transition to like a different audience, it's usually just a career killer. Because I remember when iDubbbz tried to do that to get like, you know, a different kind of audience, like that kind of H3 audience, and there was a huge backfire there.
Supposed to do a rather hard flick and strafe to the level above, which he couldn't have done because he mooned in the section before. Hard flicks lose speed automatically.
I saw this one meme once that was kind of funny, and it was like it was on Twitter, and it was someone that was saying like, if you watched Leafy or Pyrocynical growing up, you're either now you're going to be either hard left or hard right. And I actually think that is so true.
And also make the next board much harder. All of that falling speed wasted when he slammed into the ramp. But at this point, the surf in his videos does start improving. He starts showing more and more decent completions rather than just random attempts. It feels like, at least at this point, he cared a little bit about showing off some skill, or at least having that.
I'm centrist. Don't say that. Don't say that. They'll, like, never say you're centrist. Both sides will come for you.
Satisfying.
They'll call you a coward.
Experience of a complete for the viewer. For example, he finally beats Mesa Mine, a map that he said he hated. And then, in March of 2016, Leafy plays Surf Oasis, a map labeled Tier 3, with 10 stages, each scaling in difficulty from Tier 1 to presumably Tier 3. And the final featuring a head check.
I do like how they're all just T-posing as well.
That punishes mooning, as if you go too high, you fail. And to my surprise...
Oh yeah, you couldn't even correct with that as well, right? Because if you did like a bunch of circles and stuff to gain... Yeah, there's too much space in between the platform.
Fail. And to my surprise again, he breezes through the first 8 stages.
Frank changing to Joji was the best decision he ever made. Yeah, he must have had like... He must have done like some blood sacrifice, man, because like his change in content completely paid off because a year later, YouTube landscape changed forever. I'll be honest, if he was still doing Filthy Frank now, he'd be struggling to pull 1 million views, and he would literally like it's. I could not imagine a better way to go out, because YouTubers go out in 2 ways. They go out with a bang, or they go out with like a whimper. Like, there's so many YouTubers now that aren't uploading as much. Like, I'm subbed to Jacksepticeye and I barely see him upload anymore. And then Corey Kenshin hasn't uploaded in like... I think Corey hasn't uploaded in like a year, right? There's so many YouTubers that are just like slowly uploading kind of less and less and less. But Filthy Frank was just like, I'm done. Buy my book. Lamau. I'm out. And now he does like really successful shit as Joji.
Only a few fails, undershoots, a little too low. And makes it to stage...
Jack still uploads? No, he does. I know he does. He hasn't quit. He's just uploading a lot less.
Stage 10, where he actually beats it really quickly.
I've seen Joji live and he's genuinely such a good performer. Yeah. Yeah, it's sick. It is sick. Like, the fact that he was able to transition into music. Good on him.
A subtle and accurate flick to the finish. Now, here's the...
Jack just uploaded an Elden Ring video? Ah, fair enough. Yeah, the last video I saw of his was like a Planet one.
Thing. Oasis is on the easier side, in some people's opinion just Tier 2, but it is officially listed as a Tier 3 map. Leafy was, on paper, a Tier 3 surfer. We'll see if he actually beats a harder one a little later. However, it's around this point in mid-2016 that Leafy...
Oh, this game as well. This is the game that Memulus and Leafy would play. My Father's Uncle or something. I forget what it's called. It's just one of those platformer games.
Leafy basically...
There was another one as well called Sium, like Speedrunners from Hell. That was a good one.
He stopped surfing.
Story of my uncle. A story about my uncle.
Plays a lot of combat.
My wife's son.
Surf, which is basically the same mechanic, just no timer. A lot of Overwatch, which had just come out that year. And Doom. So much Doom, which makes...
I remember when Leafy did a video when he was playing Fallout 4. And it was like one of his least performing videos. I mean, I think it's still got over 1 million views. Like, it still banged for him. But yeah, he was just playing Fallout 4 like when it came out. And I think then he kind of realized, no, I need to keep doing like the high-paced, fast content.
Sense it's visually compelling, which was the point. And by the time the end of 2017 rolled...
Oh, this was one of the last games he played before he got nuked, I think. Doom 2016 is S tier. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Around, he was just using...
I don't think I could play through it now, though. I think it's a bit too kind of linear, but...
Assorted movement games, indie stuff, it appears. This would be his last video for over 2 years. At the end of 2017, Leafy completely disappeared from YouTube, going from almost daily uploads to barely any, and a
oh wow, there's a Leafy archive? Based.
Changing YouTube landscape just didn't support his relatively aggressive content. But now, while Leafy wasn't completing anything, we could take another perspective.
Dude, that reminds me, holy shit. Like, when I did the My Response video, like back in 2020, I remember like checking the subreddit, and there was a guy that actually thought like it was the end of my career, and I was going to quit the internet forever. This is before I uploaded the My Response video. And he like compiled all of my videos, thinking that like any day my channel was just going to be absolutely nuked and terminated. Damn, that's a throwback, Jesus.
Not looking at the maps he beat, but the times themselves. If he beat a tier 1 map, but landed in the top 10 times, he's a lot better than a tier 1 surfer. So I took a look at some of his personal bests, hopefully, like this Kitsune run that he completed in 1 minute and 24 seconds. I compared that to a massive pool of 120,000 players that would put him at just about the top 30,000, the top 25%.
Let's go!
I also checked out this Surf Me run that looked decent and placed him just within the top half. Leafy was probably better than the average surfer, because the average surfer has trouble beating any maps, let alone completing one without fail. However, he was gone. He stopped uploading to a channel that had printed him money and fame, and seemingly left behind a game.
I think he just put his money into stocks. I think. I'm not actually sure. Because didn't he came back, what did he stream on again? Was it Kick or Rumble? He had like a deal or something, I think.
He once enjoyed. That was until 2020. In one of his first videos back.
How much money do you think he made? I don't know. Maybe I've said in the past, but I don't want to say now. I don't know, but I don't want to pocket watch. So, I don't know. Probably enough to live on. Actually, I do remember, I'm only saying this because he said it himself. I remember when Leafy did a podcast with Sneeko. No, Sneeko invited Leafy on to like catch up with him. And I think Leafy was just talking about how he made enough to like live comfortably. But he wants to come back to YouTube to make more money or something like that.
Leafy gets the furthest I'd ever seen him on a tier 3 map called Happy Hands 4. And it's probably the best surf I've seen Leafy do. Which sucks because the quality is terrible for some reason. He does some really clean ramp strafes here, completes a...
He definitely made enough money to never need to work again. Yeah, probably. I mean, fair enough, you know, if he made all that money based. I think it's more, like, I don't know, some people can make their money and then be happy to like retire. Like me, for example, if I had like $1 billion and I would never need to work again, I don't think I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy. Like my, me personally, I enjoy like work. It's like, okay, so here's a good example. I could so easily stop uploading on Pyrocynical because Pyrocynical makes me no money. I lose money on Pyrocynical. I could so easily quit and just run a bunch of like content farm channels, get connected with a bunch of people. I'd become a faceless channel doing these TikTok clips, and I'd probably be making like 10 times the income what I'm making right now. But I wouldn't be happy. I'd see all this money go into my bank account Because I've been to these parties before where there's like people in the scene and they're minted, like they have like tens of millions of dollars, and they're miserable, they're depressed. Like if you make money, you're God about everything. Like you just end up becoming depressed. It sucks. That's why I still do the content. Like obviously I sell out, I do sponsors, I got like the slop channel. But I'm not saying I'm like, oh, I'm such a noble person. But yeah, I think a lot of people genuinely do enjoy working. If you can find a job that you enjoy doing and it pays enough, like you've literally won the life lottery.
Spin by changing directions halfway through, and while he fails, he basically only had 2 rooms.
But I know if I had $1 billion, I wouldn't be any more happy than what I am now. I'd buy a bigger house. Okay. I'd get a car. Okay. I'd get a huge commission. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. $1 billion? That might actually be a good idea. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think there's a saying somewhere where it's like, after you earn a certain amount of money per year, like enough to cover like taxes and bills and then a little bit to spend on yourself, any more money you make doesn't make you any more happy. It makes you happy to a point. This is why it's funny, because I remember Max Mofo, Max's wife, Kat, she's super sweet. I love her. She used to work as an air stewardess. And she used to tell me these stories of how like she used to take care of people that were in the first class cabins of flights. And like economy is like the cheapest, obviously, economy plus. And then usually, let's say an economy flight ticket is like 400 quid. 400 quid. Then a business one would be like 3K, 2K maybe. There's a huge jump. But then the jump to business, it's like 10K. The jump from economy to first class is like 10K. It's insane. It's an insane amount of money. So usually the people that flew first would be like ultra rich people. Not like YouTubers or, you know, people with like a couple mil. Like these are people with like, you know, tens or hundreds of millions that are flying out all the time. And she would tell me that they would just always, like a lot of them would genuinely just come across as like very lonely and very miserable. You know, because they've spent their whole life just getting like all this money. And it's great, like you've got loads of money, but like now you're old and rotting. Like, is it worth it?
Left for his second and official tier 3 completion, which is weird because after this, it's all downhill from here, and something becomes very.
P. Diddy made a my response video. Did he? I don't think I can watch it, you know, because I don't actually know like the law. No, he didn't. Where did he do it? Oh wait. All right, let's give it a watch. Dude, it came out. It came out 3 hours ago, and you did it in an hour. What? What? I'm gonna give up on the 40-minute videos, man. I'm gonna go back to 8-minute videos.
Wrong with his surf. He even says this in a video on Surf Chaos. He asks somebody, why do I suck? Is it a new mouse? It seems like in between this Happy Hands 4 attempt and mid 2020, he becomes super shaky. You can see this in his one term. So that I
got told, like, apparently the lower your DPI is, the better you are at video games.
can look like a damn robot sometimes. But if I were to raise my sends, you would instantly see these same shakes that Leafy had, or worse. And as a result, it seems like he's stuck on tier 1 and tier 2 maps. He doesn't have that same control.
Charlie watched the video, recorded himself for 2 seconds, and squirts out an 8-minute video. Man is on the grind. As if I would do anything different. As an actual money printer. I have no hate. I absolutely respect the grind.
He had in 2017, but he is beating maps and surfing all the way up to his ban until his final video where he plays and beats Redix. He just sounds kind of sad, or at least disappointed.
If we had to be honest, a lot of the times the future is less exciting than people make it out to be. Anyways, though, it's been 6-7 minutes, and yeah.
Leafy would never upload another surf run to YouTube, which
Play the game you downloaded or Moist will overtake you.
would mean
Oh, I was going to play it next.
the end of our story and make him a tier 2.
God, I remember his character as well. It was like MLG. The weird thing is, he had all the MLG stuff, but he never did montage parodies. He had like the Obey Cap, the Weed, the little Illuminati, but like he never actually did MLG videos because my icon originally, I think it was like Mordecai or something from a regular show. I have no idea why, just bizarre autism. And then it changed to Foxy the Pirate, like MLG Foxy the Pirate, which is even more cringe. And then eventually I got like the TV head and stuff. I guess, to be fair, that is when I was doing MLG, he was blowing up, and then I kind of realized, oh, let me try and do that. Let me get in on that. And then a lot of the people that did MLG moved over to commentary. Like Memulus is a good example. Like he did, you know, MLG stuff, and then he moved over.
And make him a tier 2 surfer confirmed. That is, until spending most of the time reacting to videos and would just surf whenever he had a call with somebody, like a friend. Right when he...
I'll be honest, I do not hate on React culture at all, as long as you give some kind of like actual commentary on it. Because when you know what is going to be a very painful feeling in my heart, a very painful feeling in my heart, is when I upload the Darkwood video, right? And it will probably get, I don't know, like 600k views in the first day or something. I'm going to lowball, so, you know, my ego doesn't get shattered. And then in the recommended will be an Asmongold video where he's watching the entirety of someone's video and saying sure every couple of seconds to look like he's engaging. And it will probably get more views than the Darkwood video. I will be very sad. So I get it. Like, you know, reaction content, unfortunately, like people like that stuff. They really do.
He came back, he uploaded a video called Test Render where he plays Surf Pox, a short...
Ironic coming from you? Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying I'm any better. I'm worse, if anything. I'm just saying how reaction culture in general is like really popular.
An easy tier 1 linear. So he misses a huge shortcut at the beginning, just walking off here. He could have gone to the left or right, building up a huge boost, and just whipped through the rest of the map. However, for his actual surfing, he's losing lots of speed from bad boards, not converting his fall speed to horizontal speed, and moons a lot, just like before.
This looks hell, like the draw distance is turned down as well.
And he even has a final mesa attempt with horrible mooning.
He must have used this surf map more than any other surf map, because this surf map is ingrained into my memory.
Making things 10 times.
Did Memulus ever do CSGO surf? Was he good at it? I know he did cluster truck. He did cluster truck like I did.
Times harder for himself. In many of these instances, all he had to do was not flick, but he eventually beats the map by doing exactly that. Now, despite all of these videos that I reviewed, it was still possible that he had surfed offline. I wanted to seal the deal and ensure I wasn't doing him wrong, which meant I had to find his surf profiles. See, each server you join stores all of your completions, your Steam ID, forever. If I could get his Steam profile and ID, I could find all of his records across every major surf server and finally answer my question: was Leafy a tier 3 surfer? Thankfully, in his last few Rumble streams, we see his name was LOL. I found a profile with the same name. I'm gonna hide some of this info, don't go bother this guy, with 2,300 comments all acting like it was Leafy. He then used a Steam ID converter, plug the results into a stat website, and boom, one of Leafy's surf profiles with a single completion of Surf Hourglass. I found another on Sneak's website, 4 completions. I checked on Surf.
I just remember how he was doing surf gameplay and then he kind of moved away from it because he was just so bored of it. Because you can only play like, he must have played every surf map, right? There's probably like 30 or so that are actually really good and then the rest kind of fall off.
Heaven, the major European server, where he had 2 completions, both tier 1, and by far his biggest profile I could find on Horizon servers. But unfortunately, most other places he might have played no longer exist. I even checked his profile on KSF.
He did Borderlands 2 gameplay at one point. Yeah, just anything different. Just anything different. I would be so bored doing the same thing over and over.
The most...
what did I do? I did Cluster Truck, I did Prototype. No one else did Prototype, I think. Because I was just like, oh, what's fast gameplay? What's fast gameplay I can use?
Competitive surf server in the world, where he not only had a profile
Edge. Did I do Mirror's Edge? Dying Light. Oh my god, how did I forget that? How did I forget Dying Light? Holy. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I had an actual dementia moment. What? Crazy. I actually want to try surf now, but I know what's going to happen. I'm going to boot it up, play it, completely fail, and then be like, why am I trying this?